What's going on, everyone? So last night we saw LeBron James put on, once again, a beautiful masterclass in just closing out and dominating the Philadelphia 76ers. And this was a great example of what I've talked about when you're talking about the kind of big three, right? Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. I really liked, and credit to JJ Redick, and obviously it'll only get better, it'll improve more, but I thought they did a really good job of keeping those three together in various actions. You even had sequences where, you had kind of like LeBron set the screen and then dump down into DeAndre Ayton, LeBron clears out, Ayton with the kick out to LeBron, like these sequences where you're kind of just keeping your main guys invested, right? And keeping DeAndre Ayton involved in the action and keeping him invested and getting him some feeds, right? And then, of course, he's feasting on LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves. So again, just kind of keeping everybody happy, so to speak, right? But Austin Reeves had his struggles last night, right? And again, it's fine. Not going to be critical on him. Dude, the guy's been ridiculous. The guy's played a ton of minutes. He's had to carry on many nights, right? Bad games happen. Bad nights happen. He still, I thought, did some nice things last night. But it goes in a show. Like, this is what I've talked about, right? Like, LeBron, I'm okay with him being, he's going to average probably in that 18 to 23 range is probably my guess, especially once he starts to get his legs under him. We've seen him have a 25-point game, obviously in the last night, 29-point game. Like, do I expect him to do that every night? No, nor should he. He shouldn't have to do that every night. Talked about this in the offseason. I talked about this, when we found out he got hurt, when he was getting ready to come back. Like, I don't want LeBron to have to go and average 30 every night, right? I want LeBron to be able to play within the schemes. He's going to go get whatever, like I said, his 18 or whatever, but really just kind of be there when we need him. And last night was one of those games we needed him. Right? I talked about it in the Phoenix Suns game. I was like, I don't mind, it was a bad loss regardless, but I would have liked to see LeBron kind of be a little more aggressive because there was that point where, the Suns kind of went on their run and LeBron was there and it was like, he just kind of continued to be passive. And I was like, man, this would be a great moment for him to kind of be aggressive, go rattle off some points, keep that within range. Because what you saw happen was they kind of got that lead and then they extended that lead and then the game was over, right? And I felt like we were struggling to score the basketball, put the ball in the hoop. It's where LeBron, it's like, hey, kind of assert yourself a little bit. But again, he's getting back into the rhythm. He's getting back into things. I don't mind that, right? I even talked about when he had his struggles and he passed up the chance to go for, the 10-point record and kicked it out to Rui and all that stuff. I even defended it. And I said, look, he made the right play. That's great. I don't have an issue with him scoring. I even defended Anthony Davis on nights when he had 12 points or whatever, right? Where, again, if we don't need it, why are we going to force it? If guys are cooking and we're killing a team, why are we going to force LeBron getting 30? It doesn't make sense. I want LeBron to continue to play within the schemes. And we can't all go, hey, we want LeBron to operate as the third guy and not take away from Reeves and Luka and all this other stuff, and then criticize him for not going and averaging 25 or 30 a night, right? You can't have it both ways. It's got to be one or the other, right? But again, finding those spots. Reeves didn't have it last night. Okay, right? No problem. It happens. LeBron steps up. That's the beauty is Luka doesn't have it one night. Luka's struggling. Boom, LeBron can step up, right? I talked about. More often than not, we need Bruce Banner. I did the Bruce Banner Hulk comparison, right? Where it's like, hey, Bruce Banner, we need 90% of the time, right? The IQ, the breaking down of teams, stuff like that. Use that big brain power. We need the scientist that's out there, breaking stuff down. But every once in a while, it's like, hey, the sun's getting real low, big guy, we need you. Right? Hey, let's go. Right? And boom, the Hulk can break out and do his thing. And last night we saw that. Rattled off, 11 or 12 straight points, all of that. But the other big thing, and my only criticism of LeBron that I've had, and I didn't do it until that most recent game against Suns, where it was just, Suns. My issue is at times the look of disengage. Right? and the Toronto game and stuff like that, right? Like I defended when he was, chirping with the Suns on the bench and all that stuff. When JJ's trying to call a timeout, he's trying to call him over. I was like, look, he was already over there talking, right? They were doing their thing. It wasn't like he ignored, like JJ called the timeout and instead of going to the Lakers bench, he walked over there, right? But is it a good look? No, of course not, right? Team calls timeout, go over there. But whatever, things get overblown. But then it was, again, we get into the Toronto game, and I know he hit the game winner and all that stuff. And like I said, I didn't mind. He made the right play. I defended him, all that. My only issue was he didn't look engaged. And that was concerning to me, right? Like, again, I don't mind him having bad nights, especially right now. He's trying to navigate. I did an entire video talking about how I thought that there could be a learning curve, and it's going to take him probably 10 games or something like that to really get his legs under him, because all the work he put in the offseason all got null and void because he ended up getting sciatica issues, so he couldn't continue his workouts. He had to basically kind of, rest and stuff like that. Then he didn't get training camp, he didn't get preseason, and he missed 14 games. Right? We saw last year he ended up getting all of that offseason, training camp, preseason, and then 40 games or whatever he played, then got hurt, right? And then he missed, 3 weeks or a month, whatever it was, and then came back, and it took him 5 or 6 games to really get back into the swing of things. So I'm thinking okay, if it took him 5 or 6 games to get back into the swing of things after training camp and everything else, right, it's going to probably take him at least double that to really get back to being LeBron. So I wasn't worried about his play. Right? I really was. And I still am not, right? Even if next game he goes and only puts up 6, I'm not worried about it. I know it'll come. I'm not worried. He'll figure it out. He'll get his legs under him, and then watch out. The league's in trouble. But when he's not performing to the level, at least remain engaged. This game, he was engaged on the defensive side of things, right? He's communicating. He's calling things out, whatever, right? He seemed very active. He had a couple moments, right? There was one sequence where he kind of just the guy got by him and he didn't even try. He just kind of stood there and just let the guy get by. And then Ayton tried to come to help and he got a bucket. And I was like, come on, man. And then there was another sequence, I think it was in the second quarter where LeBron's right there. Ayton's got 3 guys around him and he's fighting for the rebound and he's got 3 guys swarming him and LeBron's just standing there watching the sequence. And then the Raptors guys got the ball and LeBron's right there and he doesn't even give the fake, he just literally just stands there. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. I understand you're just getting back, but at least put the effort. But then again, outside of those, he was great. But he had a lot of those sequences in the previous games. And that's where my concern lies, right? That's where I was dude, I need him at least pretend, right? You can't just be just can't play poorly and then not be engaged, right? That was where my concern lied. And you saw him engaged and invested in this last game. And I was like, that's all I want. If LeBron would have put up 2 points last night, right? Let's say he put up 2 points and went 1 of 22 from the field and had 9 turnovers and just a terrible game. I would have defended it because I've defended it in the past, right? I would have defended it because he was engaged. He was getting after it defensively, all of that. When he had his poor games, I defended it, right? I've said, I believe LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play the game. I think it's a testament to LeBron that he's able to buy in and do the things that he's able to do, right? Again, my only issue was the lack of engagement. And I even said, maybe it's his foot, maybe it's a sciatica issue, maybe he's having a bad day. I don't know. There could be a million reasons. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes. I don't know. I just had those concerns. But what we saw from LeBron this last game was everything I wanted to see. I was like, there, thank you. That's all I wanted. Even if he has a bad game, just stay engaged, stay invested, right? We need him to be invested. We need him to be engaged. We need him even on the bad nights because he is our most athletic guy. He is a guy that can go get you 10 rebounds. The shot's not falling, he'd go get you 12 boards. He'd go get you 12 assists, right? He's one of the few guys we have that can just basically do everything on any given night. And even if he doesn't give you the offense, he can still tear teams apart in 10 different ways, right? He's our best defender when he's engaged, right? So we need those things. But anyway, great game from LeBron. I loved what we saw. I just wanted to kind of clarify some things. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Drill the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.